Hi, my name is Dan and I'm a video marketing strategist. What that basically means is that I work with businesses to create video content that helps them grow online. For me, creating video for businesses isn't just about making one video and putting it out there. It needs to be part of the bigger, wider plan. This is episode 1 of my new podcast, the Video Marketing Toolkit. What this podcast is all about is getting marketing professionals and other business owners in to sit down and have a chat, talk about what's going on in their life, how they got to the position they're in today, and also how video marketing helps them meet their business's goals. We're going to be talking about their stories, why they got into the marketing, why they started their own business, learning a little bit about their personal story. We're also going to be sharing industry tips and tricks for you guys at home. Start making actions to your own business, start developing your own video marketing strategy. On this episode, I spoke to Amy Muller. She is an amazing agency owner. She owns a marketing agency called Ace Digital. She's really great at SEO, social media, general strategy and branding. We have a really great conversation about what it's like to be a young business owner, how she started, and also how business owners can take advantage of quick wins right from the get-go and start improving their digital marketing with the help of video along the way. Thanks so much for clicking on, and I hope you enjoy the video. Well, thanks for sort of giving me your Monday night. I know you're a busy person. Would you just like to let the audience know what you do and a little bit about yourself?
So I run a company called Ace Digital Limited, and we're a specialist digital marketing firm based right here in Leicester. And we specialise in marketing solutions for small and medium businesses.
Oh, awesome. And how long have you been doing that for?
We've had the business for 6 months now, so maybe 7. So it was about March time. So I think it's 7. I think time's just flown.
Brilliant. And how you enjoying it?
I love absolutely every second of it. Just being able to really connect with people and do bespoke marketing and help their business thrive is just fantastic. I love it.
And that's it really, isn't it? Like, it's been a massive year for the two of us, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
We've undergone like so much changes over the last 12 months. We're both starting out as business owners, entering this whole new world. I've really enjoyed it. And, I think it's nice to, as well, to be going through the change, like the same thing with someone else, so we often relate to quite a few things, don't we, really?
We do. We've had a lot of late night phone calls of just, can I get your opinion on this, or what do you think to this? And even when we were looking at the startup things of different accountants and stuff, just having the support of someone that's going through the same thing, I think that makes the whole process easier, because obviously we're both quite young. So having like this network of support, I think, has just been really key to just having a strong business anyway, and having like a strong business mindset that I'm not alone in it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've spoken to like a few other business owners at networking events as well, and it's like you have your friends, and they're your friends, and you can tell them everything, but sometimes they just don't quite understand the business side of things, and the running your own business side of things. So it's great to have that person there. They
definitely don't, and I think with the age that we're at, it's hard to find people that are in the same position as us as being entrepreneurs. I think there's not a lot of people that are in like their mid-20s that have a business because they're trying to either continue their career path through university, they've either started a family, or they're just working for somebody else because that suits their lifestyle. I think it takes a lot of guts to do what we did. Which is great, and I think it's hard to find the support in this age group, but it's just so good that we've got each other, I think, and I think that it's good that we've got the support of some older mentors in the business and groups that we're in. But I think the kind of key to us being as good at what we do as we are is each other.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's it's the journey that we've been on. It's the people who we've met individually as well. And one of the biggest parts of running a business I've really enjoyed is the networking side of things. It is getting to know people, connecting with other people, who are peers, like also like doing video marketing, but then also like meeting loads of new clients, meeting loads of other SME owners, and just like networking with them, seeing what they get up to. What did you study at school? Were you very marketing business orientated at school, or was it something completely different?
So the journey started, I would say, at high school level, so secondary school. So my dad owned his business for like my whole childhood. He had a business. So I've always been surrounded by like business owners and like the lifestyle of owning your own business. It's kind of second nature to me because I grew up with it. So seeing what he did, I always found it so interesting. I'd ask him loads of questions and just like really get stuck in. So that kind of prompted me to do business GCSE as my first little leg up into understanding like what my dad did for work and stuff. And then that led on to my business and Silex diploma at Leicester College.
Oh, wow.
Because my original career plan was I wanted to be a barrister.
Okay.
That was my original career plan because my nan was a magistrate.
I could see you in law, I think.
Yeah,
I could see you in law, definitely.
So I had business or law. So I thought, well, get the best of both worlds, do this diploma and figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
And it was until my second year, I think, of college that even at that point, I was like, law is where I'm going to go for university, until I had this incredible lecturer called Mark, who was my marketing lecturer, which of course everyone was like, Mark, the marketing guy, that's just really funny. And he was just so inspirational, and the way he looked at the world from a marketing perspective just completely inspired me.
Oh, wow.
So it just made me completely review what I wanted to do with like my education. So I then went to De Montfort University and did my advertising and marketing communications bachelor's degree, and just marketing, it just fell in love with it. So yeah, just throughout my whole kind of education, I've known it was going to be business or law, and then marketing is just where I'm at, and I just love every minute of it.
Marketing is something that a lot of people can get really passionate about. A lot of business owners as well, even though they're in charge of running their own business, they still like to get really passionate about marketing. And I think it is just so fun. It's that thing that you can relate to. Everyone can get involved in. And marketing is all around us, because a lot of the best marketing strategies they have that really subtle element to them. They're not always like in your face, like kind of like the Christmas adverts that are on obviously at the moment. They're not, most of them have subtle undertones of what their brand is about and how they want themselves to be perceived. They're not really big, bold, shouty, deal on now, buy now. It's always about that brand awareness and that stuff that's happening in the background, which is great.
Yeah, I think it's just the way that businesses connect with their customers. I think that for a lot of like corporate businesses and a lot of businesses in like the industrial industry, so escaping those kind of food markets and supermarkets that we have that do amazing advertising, I think that connecting with customers, the best way to do it is marketing. I don't think that there's the awareness sometimes in business that marketing really is the key to its success. Because if you've got an incredible product but nobody knows about it but you, then it's not going to succeed. You're not going to get your customers. Even from a service point of view, say if you're an accountant and you're the best accountant that could possibly be for price, for service, for experience, if you're not telling the world these key facts, you're not going to get any clients. And that's all marketing. So marketing is all around us. And I think that the awareness side of might not know you need marketing, but there's a big chance that as a business you probably do. I don't think there's a business on this earth that can get away with not having marketing to part of their success, because word of mouth obviously is super popular and it's really effective for certain industries, but marketing and marketing strategy has to play a hand in every business's kind of operations, I think.
Yeah, 100%. Even with that word of mouth aspect that you mentioned, there's still hints of marketing in that. The word of mouth isn't spreading without customer reviews, people telling other people about how a business operates, or business owners themselves talking to other clients about, their unique selling points and things like that. So all that we sort of do, I guess, as working in the marketing industry is taking what they're already saying and just amplifying that, just shouting about it even more and giving them a platform to sort of perform from, really.
Yeah, I mean, well, because I work from businesses from the start of their journey all the way through to them being like successful and getting loads of clients in. One of the key kind of parts of my role when I work with startup businesses is trying to help them identify these kind of key selling points and what makes them different. And I find this really easy with business owners that are passionate. They know their product or they know their service, they know why they're the best, but sometimes just the materials they've created as a startup with low funding, they just don't scream and shout about it. So one of the first things I do with marketing strategies, I sit down with them, do an interview almost like this, but not quite as upscale and amazing as this, and go, okay, I would love to hear about you. And I ask them a few questions and I record it. And then I go back and listen to it and go, okay, from what we've discussed and only what we've discussed, this is what I've identified. And then we use those as the key KPIs. We use that as the key kind of pushing forward of, this is what your business is great at, let's make this shine. So sometimes businesses don't even know what makes them shine. So it's really nice to sit down and go, tell me your passion. I would love to listen about your passion and let me find out what I think would help to promote you. So it's just an amazing part of the journey.
I think that's a really good way of identifying what someone is really good at and what they're passionate about, literally by asking them, having that initial conversation, and sitting down and getting to know the business. Like we'll do exactly the same thing in my sort of business as well. It's getting to know the client and how do you unfold from that. But I think that's a really important aspect of networking anyway, getting to know what other people are doing. Like even if I'm not there to sort of make the sell, it's getting to know the people around you, because you never know who you're going to learn off. And you never know what tips and tricks you can pick up along sort of the business journey, really. So it's just really really refreshing to getting to know new people and just like what information can I absorb and take on to every other conversation that I have, really. So we know where you've come from, we know what you do, but what is SEO?
So SEO stands for search engine optimization, and essentially it's the practice of optimizing websites to rank on Google's algorithm. So everybody wants to be the best. Everybody wants their website to the top of Google search results, but it doesn't happen by magic. It happens by SEO, and that's through the use of keywords. So we, at the start, when I take a client on, so for example, if they did exterior cleaning, we do an audit using a tool called Moz, which is an approved keyword research tool. And essentially, we type in a load of words around exterior cleaning to try and find out what customers are actually typing into Google.
Okay.
We then take those keywords and add them to the website. We update the content to include them. We write additional content such as blogs. We do FAQs. We do conversion rate optimizations. So are the customers on your website but they're not calling? Let's find out why. So all of these kind of practices work together to get your website into the top positions on Google, but it does take a lot of work to do so.
So SEO boiled down is if I want to be at the top of a Google search for, say, window cleaning.
Yep.
SEO is going to help me get there so that I'm right at the top and above all my other competitors.
Yes, but it's worth noting with SEO, it is a time investment. It's not something that will just turn around within 1 month. It can take around 2 months just because of Google's indexing rules and obviously the algorithm updates. It can take around 2 months. So we always say it's a marathon, not a sprint. So you get more out of it by the results of what Google gives you, but you do have to have a little bit of patience. It's not something that's going to get you instant likes like posting on social media.
Yeah.
But the patience is well worth the wait, because once you're in that position and you keep the maintenance up every month, you can stay there. So you could be number one for window cleaning and stay there if you utilise your SEO.
Brilliant. And what kind of things, again, can I do to improve on my website to sort of improve my SEO score?
So it's all about the information you provide on the website as much as the keywords. So Google did an algorithm update a little while ago, I believe it was in March, that was called EE80. And essentially that stands for experience, expertise, trust and authority. So it's all about having content on your website that showcases what you do, how you do it, and the expertise you have in it. So that'll be your accreditations, whether you've got like a degree in the subjects, the experience you've had, so how long you've been on the job, and even down to your employees. So what are the experiences your employees have as well? So it's all about having like detailed about us pages, video content, so like hero video content like you create for your clients.
Awesome.
Just discussing their business, the business's origins, how long they've been in like business and what they do and who they've worked with. So it's all about building up this kind of presence online that discusses everything a customer would need to know about a business before making an inquiry.
And I think that's like what's great about the EE80?
EE80. It's quite a long one.
It's each with an extra E. EE80.
Yeah.
What's great about that is fundamentally that is what everyone in marketing should be doing for their business anyway.
It definitely.
Because it adds that authenticity, it's that reliability. Yeah. So really, it's common sense for Google to accept these kind of things, because this is what we as people and we as consumers always look towards anyway.
Yeah, it's just I think the biggest challenge for business owners is the time it takes to invest into the website, which is why you need a specialist like us. Whether it's from a video perspective, discussing the business, so obviously you create like the hero like videos talking about the business, the person, the experience, or it's content writing like I do, where I write a blog about say if it was window cleaning, why do your windows need to be cleaned before winter? Providing that informational content that Google's looking for to help the user as much as selling the user a product. So I think the time investment is probably the biggest challenge for business owners. So having the trust and expertise of a professional like us is really a game changer to get their website to where it needs to be. But it's all about trusting a professional to do it. You can do a lot of it yourself, but when it comes down to it, I think there's no one that knows better than one of us. Like
always, it's going to be a lot more effective if you get a professional to do it. I feel like, obviously, a lot of businesses sometimes don't have the initial budget to start out to invest in an expert, but once you start seeing that return of investment of what that work can be done, it kind of eventually starts paying for itself, really.
Yeah, the way I kind of like to look at it, an analogy I heard in a networking group, funnily enough, with about a different trade, but I'll apply it to our situation here, is you can change your own tyre on a car, you can bolt it on, you can screw it on and the car will work, but there's a high chance the tyre's going to come off again. You're not a mechanic. Your background is not a mechanic. So while you can do it, the quality of work you're able to do yourself versus a mechanic is never going to be the same. And I think that's definitely the same for a marketing professional. I mean, someone could shoot a video on their mobile phone about like cleaning a window, for example, but that versus the content that you would capture with a camera, with all the equipment you have, would be night and day. It's the same kind of situation. So I think it's a really good analogy for it. Is it something that you could probably do yourself, but you would trust someone, a mechanic with a tyre? Why would you not trust a marketer with your website? They know best.
And so something that obviously when it comes to marketing and when it comes to the experts as well, I think it's how an expert can make marketing efficient. So obviously what we've been sort of working on recently is using videos and using the transcript from videos to turn it into blogs, and then that same content into social media, which is obviously going to improve your social media followers. It's going to improve your community on there. It's going to improve your SEO because of your blogs, and you know, it's going to fit into Google's sort of new algorithm with EEAT. I remember what it is this time.
Amazing.
And it's improving the website and all of the platforms that you're operating on. And I think that efficiency is what that efficiency is what we have to identify as experts, how to make it as easy as possible for the business owner and ensure that it's less disruptive, really efficient, and as best performing as it can be, really. Just still touching on SEO, have you heard of SEO in terms of social media?
I have heard of it briefly, but I would love to learn more about it. So one of the biggest trends I've seen over the last 6 months is the use of social media as search engines rather than Google. So one of the biggest trends in particular has been TikTok, strangely enough. And I found in a lot of cases in the consumer research we've done that consumers use TikTok as a search engine instead of Google. So if they want to find a recipe for something like chicken pasta bake, then 80% more likely to use TikTok than a Google search engine because they get not only the ingredients but the video content as well. And I think that really shows the importance of video content in a strategy as well.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
Consumers are definitely becoming more visual than they are like with instead of like reading. I think visual is where it's at, whether it's a graphic or whether it's a video. I think that has so much more power now with consumers than like the written word. I think there's still place for the written word and blogs, but I think that video itself is such a powerful tool. And when it comes to SEO on social media, things like hashtags and captions and A/B testing is something that needs to be done by marketing professionals. Obviously, to try and rank for the results when people are looking for it, you need powerful hashtags and powerful captions. So that again, it's an algorithm; it picks it up. But
and that's 100% what it is like with the SEO. So like people are searching now social media platforms, whether it's Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whether it's Facebook. People are searching for what kind of content they want to find.
Yeah.
So, for example, if you're looking for kickboxing in Swaddling Coat, people may, rather than using Google, could be using Facebook as well. So it's really important to make sure that your Facebook profiles, social media profiles are optimized and SEO optimized as well, because there's not just search engines in Google, the search engines on all internet platforms, isn't there, really?
I think as we're moving into this modern age of technology, I think that all of it's going to start merging into one. I don't think there's going to be a clear divide anymore between the use of search engines and the use of social media as search engines. I think we'll find as things continue to grow that social media continues to play a bigger and bigger part in daily life instead 100%. Of the traditional search engines. So it'll be interesting to see how Google kind of play around with this, because obviously when something like ChatGPT was created by OpenAI, they've now made their Google Gemini. It'll be interesting to see if they do anything on their Google Chrome app that's similar to the way social media algorithms work. So I think that'll be a really interesting study to look at for SEO professionals to see how they're going to try and keep up with this trend.
Yeah, for the time being, though, I'd sort of advise to business owners, just make sure that everything matches. So make sure that stuff on your website, for example, if you're a kickboxing place in Swaddling Coat, have kickboxing Swaddling Coat on your website.
Definitely, yeah.
But also have kickboxing Swaddling Coat on your social media page. It should all obviously be singing from the same hymn sheet so that people know exactly what they're looking at when they're consuming your media. Yeah,
I think it just always comes down to that kind of multi-channel strategy. Say the same message across all your channels, say the same branding, same colour palette, same even typography across all of your channels, and the consumer won't mix you up with another business as much as the optimization side of it. I think the branding point of view, you need to make sure everything matches. But yeah, with social media profiles, they've obviously, with every meta update that comes, new things happen. So now you can have keywords on the profiles, which I found to be a really interesting tool for some of the clients I work with. So it's like you say, just the optimizations of all of your medias and your website is just so important now.
Yeah, getting it in your header, getting it in your handle names, getting it in that bio,
Yep.
all of those proper keywords, so people know, not even just for the search engine, but people know exactly what they're looking at as soon as they hit your page and know where to
Yes.
find it.
There's something that people don't often update, and it's the Google Business Profile. So for those that aren't familiar with what this is, it's essentially when you type into Google, that first Google Maps thing that pops up, the square box that has the business name, the website, the phone number, and the opening hours. That is a key piece of kit that needs to be optimized for SEO. Because if you want to come up first for your brand name or what you do, the keywords need to be mentioned in that profile as well, as much as your website. So that's another thing that needs to be optimized. Additionally, from a product point of view, Google Merchant Center controls Google Shopping. So if you're an e-commerce business, making sure all of your products are optimized for SEO is also super important. So you not only appear for them on social media platforms, you also have the Google Shopping results as well.
And I think that's it. Sometimes you just need to like rein it in, go back to basics, take a look at everything from a bird's eye view and be like, right, how can we make everything as accurate as possible? How can we make everything bang on? And making the most out of what we've got on the platform. So whether it's updating titles, updating handles, the bios, even obviously like blog titles as well, video titles on YouTube, it's making sure that everything's as watertight as possible.
I would say so, yeah.
So I've got some quick fire questions that I'd love for you to answer. We're going to run through these as quick as possible.
Oh, cool.
So we're not super quick in that you can't catch your breath quick, but there's gonna be a few that I'm gonna run through, and I'm really interested to know sort of what your answer is. So, what is your favourite marketing campaign you've ever seen?
I think one of my favourite marketing campaigns I've ever seen would be by Pepsi. Pepsi always bring out incredible campaigns, especially around the winter.
I love Pepsi.
And one they did a couple of years ago was a bus stop campaign where they put a digital board in a bus stop that showed the most outrageous things like lions running through London Central, alien invasions, like cracked things, and just the reactions they got from people, from people viewing what they'd seen was just so amusing, and they used it as a campaign to be like, this is why you need to drink Pepsi and like chillax. So that was one of my favourite things I studied, I would have to say. I just think it was such interesting content because it wasn't just about the drink, it was about the fun aspects and like the fun side of the brand they want to promote. So I loved that.
And do you know what? I think beverage brands, drinks brands are really good at their marketing, doing things like that. Like even way back to like was it Red Bull, when they filled a load of empty cans in bins to try and get people to be like, oh, what's this new drink?
Interesting. I didn't know about that.
They just basically cracked a load of cans empty, put them all in bins so people would see that, oh, everyone's drinking this Red Bull drink. What's that?
That's really interesting.
It would snowball from that.
Yeah, no, drinks brands are always so good at it.
No, they are really good. What's your favourite viral video?
Favourite viral video? To be honest, I'm a bit of a bookworm, so I don't really live on the internet. So I'm going to have to think quite hard. I think I'm going to have to go back to the old days and say the ice bucket challenge videos when we were growing up were really, really funny. I think there were some of the reactions, like there was a very famous little girl clip, which I won't quote because there was swearing in it. But there was a little girl that was from Birmingham, I believe. She had a really thick accent, and her reaction to the ice bucket challenge will always be something that makes me laugh. So I'd have to go old school and say that's one of my favourites.
Yeah, I love the ice bucket challenge. Or similar vibe, the what's it called? The Harlem Shake.
Oh, the Harlem Shake.
Oh,
yeah, the Harlem
looking
Shake
at those
was good,
now makes me cringe, but
it was a different time back in the 2010s. It was a different time.
It was a different time, definitely. So if you had to live on a desert island with only 3 things, what are you taking with you?
I would take a water filtration system because obviously you can't drink salt water. I would take a survival knife. I can't remember what type of knife it's called, and my partner works in an outdoor activity centre, so he's going to kill me when he watches this and says I don't remember what it's called. And then I would take a survival guide, a big chunky one,
a huge book,
because not only would it tell me all the plants and things I could eat safely and things I'm supposed to be doing to survive, I could also burn the pages for kindling for a fire. I think that would be quite good.
That's good. I'd like that one. So are you Lidl, Tesco, Asda, Morrison's, Sainsbury's or Waitrose?
I'm going to say something completely left field. I'm actually Aldi.
Aldi.
I love Aldi. Aldi, for their marketing outside of their food, is phenomenal. The food itself is always great.
Yeah.
The price is great. You can't really beat it. But the marketing that Aldi does is incredible. I'm not sure if you've seen the Aldi admin content on Facebook.
No.
But I laugh so hard every time I read it. They go after brands and stuff. So like the Colin the Caterpillar debate between the brands. it was so funny. It was like, well, can we have a truce for Valentine's Day? Stuff like that. Just the content or the admins are working us so hard that we're just going to press the F key and that'll be the whole post. The content
F.
is just so unique that I just can't get enough of it. So just as a brand and as amazing as the products are, I just have to say Aldi. I love Aldi.
And what's great about Aldi as well, they have this unlimited marketing machine from all of the other supermarkets. It's because now most supermarkets will have Aldi price match in their own supermarkets hanging from the ceilings. That's just putting your competitor's name everywhere. Like, it's crazy that they do it. But
also got to love a little bit of Kevin the Carrot.
Yeah,
Kevin the Carrot was one of the best things they ever did. It was fantastic.
I love that guy. And what are your goals for 2025?
Ooh,
really quickly, because we're pushed for time now before we get kicked out of the room.
I'll try and say it super fast. I'd really like to have employees in 2025. I think the rate the business is growing and how passionate and how much I put into it, I think we can get to a stage where we have employees.
That's brilliant.
So I'd love to have maybe 2 employees by the end of next year and have the business making enough money to have those opportunities. So to get as much marketing and offer as much marketing support to other businesses as I possibly can. And then obviously continue to work with you. So
amazing.
Those are kind of my summary goals. Being a business owner is the best decision I've ever made. I love my business. I love my clients. I love the people that I get to work with and collaborate with. So I think that having this business, having the opportunity to have this business is the best thing I've ever done, the greatest gift I've ever had. And I think it's way worth anything more over that. I think it completely outweighs any possible negatives. I mean, I don't mind living at home, but
right, and a lot of people would agree.
Yeah, I think the journey we're on is the right one. It's going to take a little bit longer, but I think that when we get to the age in the next few years, I think we'll look back and go, that was the best decision I ever made. So
put it there, Amy.
Yeah.
Thanks so much.
Thanks business owners. But thanks so much for having me. I love sitting and talking about what I'm passionate about and obviously being able to support you. It's been really enjoyable experience, and I'd just like to say I'd encourage anyone to come and sit and have a chat with Dan. He's not as scary as he looks. And it's a fantastic podcast. So thanks very much for having me.
Kind words. And Amy's great as well. All of the details will be down below, so make sure to check them out. Obviously, LinkedIn, acedigital.co.uk?
.org.uk.
Yep. Drop her an email, get in touch, follow her on LinkedIn, and I'll see you guys soon.
Thanks, guys.
See you later. Bye-bye.